The moor rolls outward like a great woolen blanket, soaked in early mist. The sun hasn't risen fully, just a suggestion of gold behind the distant hills, a promise rather than a presence. The falconer walks slowly, their cloak brushing softly over the tall grass, stirring tiny beads of dew. You can hear nothing loud here, only quiet things. The delicate click of the falcon's curved talons on the worn leather glove. The subtle shift of the falconer's breath as they pause to listen to the world. And the tiniest chime-like silver thread in the wind when the falcon shifts. These bells, small and almost weightless, are fastened with fine thread. In the days of old, they were forged of brass or bronze, each bell carefully tuned to its partner so that the pair rang in gentle harmony. Some believed these bells called protection from forest spirits. Others said they helped the bird return home through mist. You can imagine the falcon knout's feathers mottled with ash gray and soft cream. Its eyes, unseen beneath the hood, are vast and clear. Designed for the distances you and I can only dream of. But not yet. Not flying yet. Still resting. Waiting. The falconer kneels beside a small stone wall. Moss blankets its top in velvet green. There the falconer whispers a short prayer, not aloud, not really. A breath between breath. Something about safety. Something about home. The hood is gently loosened. Slips off with the silence of falling snow. The falcon turns its head. Once. Twice. Then stills. Its body, feathered in patterns older than any map, seems carved of wind and memory. And then a pause. A breath. The glove opens, and the falcon lifts. Wings catch the air with soft force. Not loud, never loud but certain. Air wraps around its body like fabric, like river water, like something that was always meant to rise. It climbs without effort, silent above the morning frost, wings outstretched to greet the hush of daybreak. Breathe in deeply now, and let that image stay with you. The weightlessness, the gliding, the space between wing beats. You are resting in that space now. No need to do anything at all. Just float with it. As the falcon wheels high above, the falconer watches not to control, but to witness. That was always the way with falconry. It was not ownership, it was a partnership. Centuries ago, only nobles were allowed to keep such birds. Kings had eagles, ladies held merlins, monks trained kestrels in garden cloisters, their movements mirroring prayer. Even the very language of falconry became a kind of whispered poetry muse in crences, mantling in Jessia's ancient words carried on cooler winds. You walk beside the falconer now, though neither of you speaks. The grass hushes under your steps. The mist curls around your boots. Somewhere in the distance, a brook murmurs, its water trailing gently over stone. You could sit there if you like. Let your thoughts rest like smooth pebbles beneath the surface. The falcon dives. Only for a moment. Then climbs again, just a stretch, just a dance. You realize now this is not about the hunt. Not today. This is a flight for the sake of flight. A morning ritual, old and quiet, like the lighting of a candle or the ringing of a monastery bell. The falcon's bells chime faintly as it circles higher. You feel it behind your eyes now, the gentle pull of upward motion, the gliding through air so cold and clean it tastes like stars. The falconer closes their eyes, listening. You do too. No more words now, only breath, only stillness, only the rhythm of wings and wind. You are resting, you are safe, you're free. A light breeze moves across the moor, brushing the heather-like fingers through hair. It stirs nothing urgent, only a slow, cooling sigh across the land. The falcon glides above like a living shadow, steady, sovereign. Far below, the falconer has taken a seat on an old stone near the edge of the moor's ridge. Their cloak pools around their boots. You sit beside them now, or perhaps you imagine yourself in their place. The stone beneath you is cool and slightly worn, warmed only faintly by the touch of morning light trying to press through the mist. You notice a small leather satchel at their side, quiet and well cared for. Inside are small vials of oil, a linen cloth, and a finely stitched hood, embroidered with a crescent moon. All of it is part of the ritual, not one of utility alone, but of quiet care. Falconers of the old world tended to their birds as monks did to manuscripts, patiently, daily, with reverence. Not just for the animal, but for the bond, the balance. In medieval courts, these birds were not merely hunters. They were symbols of grace, of intellect, of control, softened by trust. And that trust, it is not asked for, it is offered, like sleep, like stillness, like wings returning to the wrist. Above you, the falcon circles once more, its wings catching a shimmer of early gold. The sun has crept higher now, though, still hidden behind a gauze of clouds. The air glows with that pale light that only comes on cool mornings, filtered, quiet, soft as parchment. You close your eyes, and in the darkness behind them, the falcon flies still. Now listen. There, just beneath the wind, is the sound of tiny bells again, so soft, so distant, so calm. They echo gently through memory, like stories once told beside a hearth, low, flickering, fragrant with herbs and smoke. Perhaps you can feel the warmth of that imagined fire, notes glow across your fingertips, its pop and crackle like a lullaby whispered from the stones themselves. The falcon returns. Not with fanfare, not with drama, but with grace. Wings folding like pages, it glides downward, slowing, hovering, then landing with a flutter and a chime. The falconer lifts the glove again, offering, not grabbing, and the bird accepts, stepping softly onto the leather, feathers rippling once. A breath is shared. You can almost feel it. The warmth between them, the unspoken gratitude, the return. The hood is drawn again, slowly, gently, no rush. For falcons see too much to clearly so, the hood, far from cruelty, brings rest. It is like the closing of curtains, the dimming of a candle, a moment of peace for eyes that never blink. You may close your eyes again now, too. Let the hood of sleep drift softly over your own thoughts. There's no need to see, only to feel, to rest in the quiet, to float in the stillness. Let the falcon's quiet breath anchor you. Let the bells become your breath. Let the wind carry you softly drifting, unbound. The falcon rests again, calm now, hooded and quiet, returning to the rhythm of the glove. The falconer stands slowly, smoothing their cloak with one hand, adjusting the leather strap of their satchel with the other. Everything is done with care, no motion wasted, no sound louder than the breeze. And you are walking with them once more, slow, unhurried steps across the damp grass. Each step presses gently into the earth, releasing a soft, mossy scent. Heather brushes against your calves. Insects hum somewhere in the distance, faint as a memory. You are not thinking now, just feeling. Each breath is soft. Each moment stretched and suspended. The falconer leads you toward a small wooden gate nestled between two low, crumbling stone walls. Its hinges creak not unpleasantly, but in that soft, familiar way old things often do. They pause there for a moment, resting a gloved hand on the gatepost. And then you both pass through, entering a field that dips downward toward a narrow stream. The stream speaks in murmurs. It carries stories, tiny splashes over smoothed stones, whispers of leaves above, a lullaby in water's tongue. The falconer lowers to one knee, letting the bird rest on a branch beside them, bare, twisted, old. The bird balances effortlessly, its feathers ruffling just once as it settles. Still hooded, still calm. You kneel too, and now that you're closer to the stream, can hear the particular music of it. A looping sound, repetitive, soothing. Some medieval monks believed the sound of flowing water aligned with the rhythm of the psalm-mimicking divine breath, bringing the heart into harmony. Take a breath now. Match it to the water. In, like a stream drawn over smooth stone. Out, like the letting go of leaves in autumn. Nothing else is needed. From the satchel, the falconer draws out a small pouch of seeds. They scatter a few near the stream. Not for the falcon, but for the smaller birds, the wrens and sparrows hiding in the reeds. A quiet act of kindness. In the Middle Ages, falconers were often among the most observant naturalists of their time. They studied not only their birds of prey, but every creature of the sky. They knew the turning of seasons by the calls of cranes, and told time by the paths of migrating swallows. You feel that wisdom, no ancient, gentle, quiet, not written in books, but held in breath, held in wind. The falcon shifts slightly. You hear the faintest note of the bell again. It draws your thoughts farther in, into a soft spiral of rest. Now, the falconer reaches for a flask of warm honeyed water, pouring just a little into a carved wooden cup. They sip slowly, then pass it to you. The cup is smooth in your hands, the warmth of the liquid like a gentle light inside your chest. That warmth begins to spread, down your shoulders, into your arms, through your ribs and belly, softening your knees, heavy in your feet. Let it keep spreading. Let it anchor you deeper into the dream. Your body begins to feel like the moor itself, open, quiet, timeless, covered in soft things, grass, mist, moss. Protected from noise and urgency by the hush of early morning, the falconer glances upward. The clouds are lifting, just slightly. A pale ribbon of blue appears in the sky. The day will come, but not yet, not now. Now is for stillness. Now is for the breath of the world. The falconer retrieves the bird again, resting it gently on the glove. With a quiet rustle of feathers, the bird leans slightly into their wrists like a nod, like an acknowledgement. And you feel a tug somewhere soft in your chest, something simple and deep and old. You understand now. This is not a story of action. It is a story of presence, of rising early, of watching the sky, of hearing the wings of a living creature and knowing that, for just a little while, it flew with you. And even now, as you sit in stillness, you are still flying. You are gliding. You are drifting between earth and sky, held in the velvet hush of morning. The falconer begins the walk back. No haste. Just a quiet return through the slow, sighing grasses. The falcon rests, unmoving, feathers pressed flat in contentment. Only when it breathes deeply just once do they whisper, so faintly it's almost imagined, but you hear them, and you remember them. Like a song you once knew in childhood, half remembered, just at the edge of dreams. The moor around you stretches wide and endless. The mist begins to rise with the warmth of the coming sun. It lifts in slow spirals, revealing shapes beneath mushroom rings, old wagon paths, stone circles wrapped in moss. These are old places, older than the falconer, older than memory. Where people once came to speak with sky and earth, now you walk there too. In quiet, in reverence, the path becomes softer now, almost spongy with dampness. You feel it under your boot sole. Maybe you imagine bare feet pressing into the loamy ground, toes curling against soil. Either way, you're connected. You're part of the story now, not just a listener, but a presence within it. The falconer speaks at last. Only a few words, phrase in an older tongue, not meant for you to understand with your mind. Only your breath. You repeat it silently, letting the syllables fall through you like warm rain. The landscape widens as you pass a grove of alder trees, their leaves trembling gently in the early light. In the medieval world, alder was thought to be a protector of sacred waters. People planted them near wells and brooks, believing their roots whispered to spirits who guarded rest and healing. The falconer pauses by one such tree now. They touch the bark with bare fingers, just briefly, and you do too. Surface is cool, damp, alive. And in that moment, it's as if time pools around you like still water. Nothing moves, not the birds, not the breeze, not even your thoughts. Everything is held in a soft suspension, like the world is taking a breath end, letting you rest inside it. You lean against the tree, just slightly, your back pressed to its quiet strength, and you let go of plans, of lists, of what came before this moment. Only the now remains. A rustle nearby. The falconer is unrolling a soft woolen cloth on a low stump. Upon it, they place a single feather, long and curved, molted, not taken. Given freely, feathers were kept by medieval falconers as quiet keepsakes. Not trophies, but reminders of trust, of time shared, of sky touched. The falcon tilts its head slightly, as if aware, then lowers it again, accepting stillness. You sit beside the falconer now. You could speak, but why would you? Everything has been said already. The air, the earth, the bell, the feather, all of it speaks in a language older and deeper than words. And you understand it, with your breath, with your stillness, with your soft closing eyes. The sun is almost above the hills now, but still gentle, still golden. A light that doesn't demand you wake, but rather strokes your hair with warmth and says, rest a little longer, so you do. Your thoughts are slow now, heavy like soft blankets, floating like wings. The falconer leans back against the stump, cloak wrapped loosely, arms folded. The bird rests upon its perch, unmoving. All around you, the moor holds its breath, wrapped in the hush of early hours. You are drifting now, not quite sleeping, but no longer waking. Somewhere far off, a church bell rings, a single low note, calling no one, only marking time. You let it pass through you. And now, even your breath is quieter, even your heartbeat, gentler. Even the air feels like silk upon your skin. You are still, you are safe, you are home. Somewhere in the sky above, a lark begins to sing just a few notes, curling upward like smoke, then vanishing into the pale blue. It does not wake you, it only drifts near you, like a feather through dreamlight. The falconer rises, slowly, as if stirred by the same sound. Their movements remain unhurried. The bird is still, its bells silent now, its breath calm and easy. You rise with them not with effort, but with ease, as though lifted not by muscle, but by the hush of the world around you. You feel light, as if you too are feathered, as if the moor carries your steps for you. You begin the last walk together, toward the edge of the old forest where the falconer makes their home. The trees here are tall and thin, straight as candle wicks, their trunks mottled with moss and lichen. Light filters through the canopy in quiet shafts of gold and silver. Your breath slows once again as you pass beneath them. Medieval lore. Falconers often lived on the boundary of village and wild between human dwelling and untamed nature. They were liminal people, not quite nobles, not quite peasants. They belonged to the space in between. You are walking in that in-between now, neither day nor night, neither fully awake nor fully asleep, just drifting, held. The path curves softly to the right and reveals a small stone cottage tucked beneath the trees. It leans slightly, as though it has grown tired with age, but it stands still, warm and welcoming. Smoke curls from its chimney in a slow, thin ribbon. The falconer pushes the wooden door open. It creaks low and long, but not sharp, like an old friend sighing with recognition. Inside, the light is warm. Soft amber spills from the hearth. There's a scent of dried rosemary and wood smoke. The floor is covered with woven mats, and a large wooden table stands near the window. Upon it, feathers are arranged in rows, collected, cherished, each one telling its own quiet story. Ah! You take a seat near the fire. The falconer removes their cloak and hangs it on a carved peg. The bird is placed upon a padded perch nearby, the bells still at rest. And for a moment, the falcon tilts its head toward the fire, as if enjoying its warmth. Then it tucks one leg beneath its body and settles completely still, the way only birds can be, the way sleep feels when it's deep and certain. The falconer stirs something in a pot above the flames. A gentle bubbling sound fills the cottage. It smells of oats and cinnamon, and something older, deeper, like roots pulled from the ground, like stories told in Earth's own voice. They pour a small bowl and set it before you. You sip it slowly. It warms your chest, your throat, your limbs. And with each sip, you drift a little more. Your shoulders ease. Your thoughts grow soft. Your heartbeat slows. The falconer pulls a thick wool blanket from a chest and drapes it around your shoulders. It smells of lavender and sun-dried fields. You curl into it, eyes half closed, head tilted gently toward the fire. The room is utterly still now. Only the faint crackle of embers. Only the rhythm of your breath. Only the bird, resting. Only the falconer, seated across from you, eyes closed as well. The firelight dances gently on the stone walls. You watch it flicker, and then you don't, because your eyes have closed too. But you still feel it. The warmth on your cheek, the steady hush of this ancient room, the quiet blessing of stillness. And somewhere above the trees, a feather turns slowly in the air, gliding downward with no need to land. You are that feather now. You are that breath. You are the sky. The room is quiet now. The falcon sleeps, one leg tucked beneath its body, feathers gently puffed. It's a small hood still in place, like a curtain drawn at the close of a performance. Its bells no longer chime not, because they've fallen silent. But because the stillness is so complete, they've been invited to rest, too. You remain wrapped in the warm wool blanket, seated near the hearth. The fire has settled into a glowing bed of embers, amber, and gold, like a sunset made of ash and breath. The falconer hasn't spoken in some time, and there's no need to. This part of the evening asks nothing of words. You feel the warmth of the hearth, not just on your skin, but deeper in your chest, your shoulders, your legs. Every part of you begins to soften. Not melt exactly, but ease, release, unravel. The air carries the faint scent of herbs, lavender, rosemary, and just a touch of something sweet. It's like honey left on a warm spoon. Outside, night has deepened. You can hear it now. The way night settles over the land and the countryside. Distant owl calling once. The leaves rustling in slow patterns. The branches shifting like sleepers turning in their beds. And still, you are not quite asleep. But you are no longer awake. You are drifting. The falconer stands now, quietly, and picks up a candle. The flame flickers as they walk slowly to the windows and close the wooden shutters. One by one. No rush. No harsh sound. Just the soft click of a latch, the gentle hush of fabric brushing against the walls, and then darkness. Not blackness, but a deep, warm dusk. The kind of darkness that holds you like a wool cloak. It's a kind that listens. The kind that dreams are made of. You lie back now, the blanket over you, the heat of the fire slowly easing into your back. There is no need to do anything, just to be, just to rest. The falcon stirs once, then is still again. The falconer returns to their chair, seated near you now. The candle placed on a low wooden stool beside them. The flame sways softly, like a breath, like a thought that doesn't need to be held. There is a feather placed on the table. One the falcon left behind days ago, in which the falconer keeps not as a keepsake, but as a sign. A moment remembered. Quiet, thank you. You watch it now. The feather, its gentle curve, its soft edge, the way the candlelight traces the line of its spine. In medieval times, feathers were more than remnants. They were symbols of freedom, of spirit, of sky. Some believed they were messages, stinny scrolls from the divine, fallen into the world for those who knew how to read silence. And maybe, just maybe, you are reading it now. Not with your eyes, but with something deeper, a knowing that doesn't need explanation, a softness that lives beneath thought. You let your breath rise once more, then fall, and feel yourself floating, not away, not escaping, but toward something. Toward sleep. Toward peace. Toward the soft middle place where stories end and dreaming begins. You are resting now, not just in body, but in breath, in thought, in spirit. The warmth of the blanket has settled into your shoulders, and your limbs feel heavy, in the most comforting way, like soft stones beneath still water. The fire has dimmed to glowing embers, their light flickering like echoes of a dream you haven't entered yet. Outside, the world has gone utterly quiet. Even the trees seem to be sleeping now, their branches unmoving, draped in darkness and hush. The falconer has not spoken. Hey, they don't need to. There's something sacred about this silence. You feel safe in it. It's the kind of quiet that holds you gently, like the air after snow or the breath of someone who has already fallen asleep beside you. You hear the soft sound of the falcon adjusting slightly. Just a shift in weight, a whisper of feathers, then stillness again. And in that stillness, time becomes soft. You're no longer thinking in minutes or moments. The boundaries of ours have dissolved. What's left is simply now, and now is kind, and now is calm. The falconer rises once more, their footsteps muffled on the woven rugs. They take a heavy woolen shawl from a hook near the hearth and drape it across your feet. The fabric is thick and warm and smells of cedar wood and sun-dried air. It's been aired in the wind, softened by age. They do not say goodnight, but the gesture is more than words. A kind of quiet blessing. A wish that you rest deeply, that your dreams be safe. Then they settle into their own chair again, hands folded, head gently bowed. Perhaps they are praying, or perhaps they are simply listening to the silence of the room. It's the kind of silence that holds the past and future gently between its palms. The candle beside you burns low now. Its flame leans sideways, flickering once, then returning upright. Each flicker feels like a heartbeat. Each soft sway, like the rocking of a cradle. Let your eyes close fully now, not because you must, but because they've grown too heavy to keep open. And in the darkness behind your eyes, you see the moor again, that wide wind-wrapped space, covered in fog and memory. You walk it slowly, your boots barely touching the earth. There are no tasks to complete here, no places to arrive. Only the quiet rhythm of footsteps, the faint chime of a bell far, far away. It is the bell of the falcon now gliding in your dream. Wings spread, carving a soft path through dawn-colored clouds. You walk beneath it, never looking up. You don't need to. You feel its presence. You trust it. It watches over you. You find yourself now beside the same stream you saw before. The water whispers just as it did. You kneel beside it. You dip your hands into the cool current, not to drink, not to change anything, only to feel. And in the flow of that water you feel something ancient, a rhythm, a pulse, memory that is not your own, but familiar nonetheless. You close your eyes beside the stream, and when you open them, you are back in the cottage. The fire is almost out, now just a faint orange beneath soft gray ash. The room is still warm, still safe, and your body, your beautiful, quiet body, is ready. Ready to sleep, ready to drift, ready to dream. Your body is so calm now it barely feels like it belongs to gravity. Every part of you is softened, warmed, quieted. You are not trying to sleep. You are simply allowing it to happen, like a leaf allowing the wind to carry it, like the falcon allowing the sky to hold it. Outside, the wind is slowed. You can almost hear the stillness in the trees, the kind of hush that arrives only after a long day, or before something gentle is about to begin. There's a hum in the air, soft and steady. Not a sound exactly, more like a tone, a vibration of peace. It moves through the floorboards, through the stones, through the walls, and into you. You are part of the room now. You are part of the silence. You are part of the story. The falconer remains seated, breathing quietly, face turned slightly toward the coals. They are not asleep, not quite. But they are dreaming in a way. Dreaming of skies and open fields, the rush of wings. And maybe you are dreaming it with them. The falcon rests without a stir. Small bells hang motionless. Even the feather on the table no longer catches light. It simply is. And you simply are. No thoughts now. No memories. No questions. Only breath. Only warmth. Only space. And somewhere beyond time. The moor rolls on beneath a rising dawn. The falcon flies a slow, spiraling arc. A feather falls gently toward the earth, turning end over end in the hush of morning air. And you are that hush. You are the stillness between wing beats. You are the breath that never needs to rush. You feel yourself melting into the bed beneath you. Know if you're lying down, or the chair if you're seated, or the floor if you're simply resting. It doesn't matter where. The story is holding you, cradling you, and you are letting go. It's not all at once, but gradually, like the candle whose flame grows smaller, smaller, and then, without a sound, simply goes out. But the warmth remains, and so does the peace. Let yourself drift now into that space where the story ends and dreaming begins. You are safe. You are home. You are enough. Sleep is here. Let it come. Outside the cottage, the night deepens into velvet. Not dark, not empty, but soft, slow, sheltering. A sky stitched with distant stars, too far to name, but close enough to comfort. You feel them above you now, even through the ceiling, like lanterns lit by someone who knew you were falling asleep and wanted you to find your way through dreams. The falcon no longer moves. It is folded into its quiet perch, the bells at its feet unmoving. It breathes but barely, as though it has learned the shape of sleep, as though it too is dreaming of sky. The falconer shifts just slightly in their chair, not to leave, not to speak, just to settle more deeply. There is no need for goodbyes here. This is not an ending. This is a resting place. A gentle pause in time. The last ember in the hearth winks low, then glows one final time, like the slow pulse of something sacred. And then, stillness. Your breath is so quiet now, even the air barely notices it. Your body's so heavy it no longer feels separate from the world around you. You are the blanket. You are the stone floor. You are the feather on the table, still safe. And just beyond the edge of your awareness, the moor lives on. You can return to it whenever you like. The gate will always be open. The mist will always be waiting. The falcon will fly again tomorrow. And maybe you will walk beside the falconer once more. Or maybe you already are. Right now, though, right now is not for walking, not for flying, not for listening. It is for sleeping. For floating in the hush of a world that has no clocks, no tasks, no names, a world that waits for you gently, silently, lovingly, let your breath go now. Let your thoughts untie themselves. Let everything melt. There is nothing more to hear, nothing more to know. Only this moment, only this quiet, only this soft return to stillness. And now you are asleep. Good night, dreamer. Good night, falconer. Good night, sky.